Hello guys, I welcome you back to Graphic Tutorials. So in this particular session of tutorial, we are going to design a church flyer. But before then, if you haven't subscribed to Graphic, I just want you to subscribe to this amazing channel for such amazing content. So let's begin with creating our nice and attractive flyer. So first of all, I just want to open the Photoshop and let's start creating our document. So I just want to set the width of the flyer to 1100, then the height also to be 1100. So let's give it a title. So I just want to give it a title as church flyer, like this. So after I'm done, let's go on and hit on our create. So this is the background that we are going to work with for our today's session of tutorial. So first of all, I will go to my view and go to my guides and go to my guide layout. So I just want to bring this one in. I have loaded some presets, so I just want to load the presets like this. So this is the guidelines that I actually want to set for our graphic design. So first of all, let's start creating a very nice and amazing background. So we are going to start with creating a solid background. So I just want to set the code to 240 10D. So this is the solid code that I just wanted us to use for the solid background. So I just hit on OK and set my solid background. So this is the background that I just want us to set. So after I've set this background, I will go on and import my resource. So these are the resources that we are going to use for our amazing church flyer. So I just want to import this resource and I will make sure that it takes the entire background like this, very nice and beautiful. Then I will change the blending option to something like overlay, like this. And after I'm done with this, I will go to this panel and create a new layer. So I just want to pull the layer between the image that I just imported and the solid background that I have just created. So I just want to make a layer in between them. So in this layer, I will go and set my foreground color to something like yellow. So I just want to pick a color like this. So you can take the code of F8A20C as the color that I just want to use to create an amazing thing with this layer. So I'll go and pick my brush and I'll make sure that I set my brush to 1000. Then I'll make sure that the hardness of the brush is actually 0. So after I'm done with this, I'll come to the circle, or I'll come to the middle of the flyer. Then I just want to create an effect like this, very nice and amazing. So after I'm done with this, I will go to this panel and I just want to move to hue. Then I just want to push this a little bit until I get something like this. So you can take -65 for your hue. So this is what I actually want to create, very nice and very amazing. So you can be playing around it to actually choose a color that you just want to use for any graphic or any design that you just want to use. But for the purpose of our tutorial, I just want to use -65, very nice and amazing. So let's go back to our layers. So after we are done with this, I just want us to import some resources inside. So we'll go on and we'll be importing our resources. So I just want us to bring this image in, very nice and very amazing. So let's go on and import another resource. So I just want us to bring this one also in, very nice and very amazing. So we can just be arranging them. So let's pull this one downwards like this. Then let's go and import our last image. So I just want to bring also this one inside. Very nice and amazing. So we can just reduce the size of it like this. Very nice and very amazing. So we can be adjusting the positions of these images that we have just imported into our Photoshop. Very nice and very amazing. So this is what I actually want us to do. Very beautiful. So after we are done with this, we are going to add some typography to what we have done. So I just want to pick my text tool and we are going to type something like reviver, something like this. Very nice and amazing. So I will actually select it and change the color to white. Very nice and amazing. So we can just reduce the size of it a little bit like this, and then we will just place it on top like this. Very nice and amazing. So Ctrl+J to duplicate the text and bring the other one on top of it like this. So we are going to select the duplicate one and type something like sound. Very nice and very amazing. So after we are done with this, we can go on and we will just arrange them very nice on the flyer. So this is what actually I just want us to do. So after we are done with this, we can go on and be adding some text to it. So I just want us to add a text, but before that, let us change the font to something called Roboto. So we are going to add a text like 9th of restoration. So we are going to select it and go to our panel here. So we are actually going to change the height of the text to 77. Then we can reduce the size to about, let's make it about 12% or 12, something like this. Very nice and amazing. So we can go on and select it, and we will make sure that the height of the text is actually changed like this. Very nice and very amazing. So we can go on and we will just make sure that we will give enough spaces between this one here. So this is what actually I just want us to make, so that we can reduce the size of the text that we just want to add to the sound of revival. So this is what actually I just want us to make. Very nice and amazing. So we can pick our text tool and add another text to it. So we can add something like off and select it, and this time I just want us to use a font called Better Day Saturday, something like this. So we can expand it a little bit like this, then we can bring it here. Very nice and very amazing. So this is what actually I just want us to create. Very nice and very amazing. So after we are done with this, we can go on and be adding the names of the speakers to it. So I just want us to add the names of the speakers. So we will change the font to Roboto and we will start adding the names of the speakers. So let's add Minister Charles. Very nice and amazing. So we can go to our text panel, and this time we will close the gap between the text like this. Very nice and very amazing, something like this. Then we can reduce the size to an extent like this. Then we will just bring it just at the side or wherever you like. You can just decide to bring it on top here, but you can also bring it down here. Very nice and very amazing. So Control plus J to duplicate this text, and this time we will bring the other one here, and we are going to select it and change the name to Minister Park K Jr., something like this. Very nice and very amazing. So this is what we are actually having now, but before we will continue, I just want us to add some effects to the text that we just brought, the sound of revival. So we can go on and select the revival and add some drop shadows to it, something like this. Very nice and beautiful. So we can still select it like this, and we can also add some glows to it. Very nice and beautiful. So we can just increase the glow a little bit like this, so that it will just look amazing on the flyer. So I want to do the same thing to this one, the sound. So let's do the same thing to the sound. So let's add our glow to the sound, something like this. Very nice and amazing. So after we are done with this, we can just continue with our names. So Control plus J, or we can just decide to write something like with something like this. Then we will select it and make sure that it is Better Day Saturday, something like this. Then we will just bring it here, and we will add some drop shadows to it. Then we will add some glow to it, something like this. Very nice and very amazing. So this is what I just want to make here. So let's add the name to it. So I just want us to write, but before then we can change it back to Roboto. Then we will type something like David, something like this. So let's make sure that it is a capital letter. So we will type something like David, then we will just bring it here, then we can resize it a little bit like this. Very nice and very amazing. So Control plus J to duplicate the David, and we will bring the other one downwards like this. Then we will select this one and add something like Osei to it. Very nice and amazing. So this is what I just wanted us to create. Very nice and very amazing. So after we are done with this, we can go on and we will add some little things to it to make the flyer complete. So I just want to pick my rectangle here and create some box like this here. Very nice and amazing. So this is the box that I just want to make here. So on this box, I would just want to select this box here, and I just want to go to the blending options. Then we will give it a gradient like this. So you can give it a gradient of a color. So I chose the first color as E89C08. Then I chose the last color of the gradient as BB6828. So these are the colors that I chose for my gradient. So after I'm done with this, we are going to add the date and the time to this rectangle that we have just created. So let's go on and add it. So I just want us to add something like 14th like this. So we will select it and make sure that it is actually a bold color. Then we go to our panel and we can close the gap a little bit like this. So I just want us to pull it on the rectangle like this. Very nice and very amazing. So Control plus J to duplicate it and bring the other duplicate down. Then we will select this one and type something like July. very nice and amazing. Then Ctrl+J to duplicate the same thing. Then we want to write something like 2023, something like this, very nice and amazing. So after we are done with this, we can go on and we want to also draw a very little circle just under it like this, very nice and amazing. But this rectangle that we have created, we will make sure that it is a black color, something like this, very nice and amazing. So on this black color, we are going to type our time to it. So I just want to write the time, so we can type something like 8 p.m. very nice and amazing. Then we will just pull it on top like this. So we can decide to resize it a little bit like this. Then we just pull it on top like this, very nice and amazing. Then Ctrl+J to duplicate the same thing. Then we will bring it down. Then we will select the duplicate like this. Then I just want to write something like sharp. Then we will select the sharp and change it from bold to regular. Then we can resize it a little bit like this, very nice and very amazing. So this is what I just want us to do. So after we are done with this, I think we are done with the date and the time. But I think the rectangle is so long, so I can select the rectangle and go and pick my selection tool. So I just want to clear off this place. So I just want to select this place and pick up my eraser and go to my layer and select my rectangle. So I just want to do some cleanings like this, very nice enough. So Ctrl+D to take away the selection tool. So we can go on and just resize the rectangle a little bit like this. So this is what I actually want us to do. So we can hold on the rectangle and hold on shift and select all the typography that is upon the rectangle. Then I just want us to move it like this, very nice and very beautiful. So after we are done with this, we'll go on and bring on other resources. So I just want us to bring a resource like this. So we will just resize this a little bit like this. So I just want to turn this one like this, very nice and very amazing. So this is what I actually want to do, very nice and very beautiful. So after we are done with this, so I can go on and just adjust the resource that I just brought inside. So after I'm done with this, it has left for us to also bring the name of the church or the name of the ministry. So I just want us to type something like Intercities. So intercities, something like this. So I just want to select this one. So we want to change the font to Adobe Castle Pro, something like this, very nice and amazing. Then we will make sure that it is actually a semi-bold font, so something like this, very nice and amazing. So we will select it. I just want us to space it a little bit, so let's make it -25 like this. Then we will make sure that it is actually placed at the center, so we can just resize it a little bit like this, very nice and very amazing. So after we are done with this, Ctrl+J to duplicate the same thing, and we will bring it down. So we will select the duplicate, and we are going to type something like ministries. So something like this, very nice and amazing. So we will select this one and make sure that it is a Roboto font, something like this. Then we are going to space it up to about 200, something like this. Then we will resize it until we get something like this, very nice and amazing. So I just want us to select it and still be spacing it up. So let's type about 400. So we are spacing it up to about 400, something like this. Then we will resize it. So this is what I just want us to do, very nice and very amazing. So until we just get something very perfect like this, very nice and very, very amazing. So after we are done with this, we can still go on and select the ministries, Ctrl+J to duplicate it and bring it just on top of the sound like this. So this is actually what we are going to use for the presents, very nice and amazing. So this is what we are having now, a very beautiful and amazing flyer. So we can go on, and I just want us to draw a very white rectangle like this, just at the down of our flyer, something like this, very nice and amazing. So this rectangle, we are going to select it and we are just going to pull it down until it comes just under the ministers like this. So this is what I actually wanted us to do. So after we are done with this, I think we are almost done with creating our nice and very beautiful church flyer. But I just want us to adjust the sizes of the images that we just import. So we will start adjusting the sizes. So we can just decrease this a little bit like this, very nice and very amazing. So we will just be positioning things on the flyer so that we will just get a very perfect and a very amazing flyer. So we can go on and increase this one a little bit like this, very nice and amazing. Then we are just going to bring this one downwards like this, very nice and very beautiful. So I think we are almost done with what we just wanted to do on this flyer. So we are almost done with our flyer, but I just want us to add top-up slabs onto the images that we just imported inside the Photoshop. So I just want to add the top-up slab. So I will select my first image, go to my filter, go to my top-up slab, then I will just start adding some effect to the image. So I just want to add an effect called Grafix. So this is the effect that I just want to add to the images that we have just imported. So I will select the second image, go to my filter and go to my top-ups, adjust 5, and I just want to add the Grafix to it to make them very sharp and very nice. So I will select my last one and go to my top-ups, adjust 5, and also add Grafix to it, very nice and amazing. So this is actually how our flyer is looking, very nice and very, very attractive. So I have just leave all the resources just below the description, so you can go on and download the resources and you can study along the tutorials to learn more about how to come about nice ideas in creating church flyers. And if you are new here, I just want you to consider subscribing to Grafix tutorials for more amazing content like this. So guys, we are going to meet in another session of tutorial, so don't forget to like, share and comment on these amazing tutorials. So we are going to meet again. Bye bye.